I'm professional at this.
It's like like the block party.
Alrighty.
Please extend.
Oh man, this is gonna be perfect for my hangover. We brought the sake, but we forgot to bring the glasses. It's tokobetsu, literally means special in Japanese. There's always a special character that we always like in tokobetsu. That's why we go for this all the time.
Let me pour you
Steve.
one.
All right, just a little bit. I might throw up. Right. So when I first landed at Penn Station, I didn't know how to go to K-Town, which was like only 2 blocks. And I had to ask somebody to ask which way to K-Town.
Yeah.
As soon as I said, excuse me, she's like, oh, not today. But that told me a lot about New York. The first impression was not today. So that's not something I want to be living in New York. But now we lived here for like, well, how many years now?
13.
Yeah, 13, 14 years. But having Steve here, who's my childhood friend, I think we keep on reminding each other. We're still childish. We met at 13. We still act like 13. We still like, slap each other's balls. Like, and there's like employees watching us doing that. But we're like, we don't give a shit. Like, this is us. So we always lived at least 5 to 10 minutes away from each other the entire time. Yeah. And now we have a business together. So.
I know you have a business together.
Yeah, so going back, like, I think we're still like fighting not to grow old. Not to be someone that we're not, staying true to ourselves, I guess. That's really hard. I think for American culture, that's very common growing up.
Yeah, but in Korean culture,
it's really hard. All right, now you're 30, get married. All right, you're 32, get kids.
Yeah.
This, there's a rule.
I feel like when I walk into like C as in Charlie, like it's so quirky and fun and creative and like a very obvious like expression of who you guys are. What's been challenging? Probably a
drinking. Every day we have to drink at least 1 or 2 shots, right? So we're being low-key alcoholic at this point. Like I had this experience, like there was one day, there was no regulars at all, so I didn't have to drink. I felt grumpy, like I was like, what's going on? Like I feel very grumpy. So Steve and I just did a shot together. All right, let me show you perfect pour.
Practice makes better.
I filled it up to the top.
It's like, did you do that on purpose?
Yeah. Right now, New York has been the best for the past 13 years that I lived in New York for, but first couple of years was very challenging, very difficult. We lived in the rooftop. There was no shower, so we would have to share it with the people downstairs. We wanted to eat a meat so bad, but it's expensive. At the time we were like, what, 19? So
yeah.
If you go to like Asian supermarket, cheapest meat you can find is chicken gizzard. $3, you get this much a pack, right? Like this much. So we bought 2 packs, $6. Put a newspaper in the restroom.
Yeah.
We put these kind of burners and we start cooking there. We ate there with bottles of soju. But we were enjoying that actually. We filmed that. We have a video of it still. And we're talking about that. This is so much fun. Later, when we become successful, we'll talk about this all the time. We had to live off of $5 or $4 each day. So the best thing you could get is a milk and a baguette bread. Those were our meal. Like, we ate that, just trying to survive.
I'm actually lactose intolerant.
I
still drink that.
So buying him a Pepto was a big deal for me. I had to go buy a Pepto.
Yeah.
That's
costs more than the milk, probably.
Yeah. That's the biggest love I showed him at the time. Like, I'll buy you a Pepto. It's not like we didn't have any money for the food, but we'd rather save that and then go out on the weekend.
Right.
I kind of miss it. Because that will never come back to me. Yeah. Right. So we went to community college. We were paying for our tuition, our rent. I wouldn't generalize it, but a lot of Asians parents raise their child like very strictly. We have to go to like Harvard, Yale, whatever. I can't even do my math correctly. So we weren't one of those. We had a passion to become successful, but not academically. We love people. We love drinking. So I think that lead us naturally to restaurant industry.
I actually went back to Georgia for like a month or 2. It was very, very hard for me, and I was having like a lot of panic attacks, and it was I had a lot more, I guess, pressure just because my parents were moving back to Korea and they wanted me to follow them. And I was like, no, I can't. I mean, I spent all my life here and I don't want to just go back to Korea and like lose all that.
What do you think, what started to change when it started to get easier to be here?
Well, I met my fiance when I was 22. So we've been together for like past 9 years now.
Wow.
It was 22 and still dating her right now. I mean, they're getting married next year, but...
We're getting married on 10th year anniversary.
So on my first date, I asked her out. I met my fiance from business networking, right? It was the first time we were eating together, just alone us two.
Yeah.
I asked her out in the spot. I'm like, do you want, and she was surprised. 1 month later, as we were walking, I told her, I have a feeling that we're gonna get married. I know how I said it, why I said it, but it just came to my heart. So we went to Tommy Jazz. I don't know if you know the jazz place.
No, I don't think so.
It's like a Japanese jazz bar.
Okay.
It was her birthday, and I know the manager there. I was like, oh, it's her birthday. Can you just put a candle on her birthday cake? But he actually went out to the jazz band, and they started playing a song for her. It was very great. And I was looking at her. Everything else blurred out except for her. Like, something happened. I don't know. I still talk about that. Oh, man. I think we might get married, I feel like. I just had that feeling. So as we were walking, I told her, like, hey, I have a feeling that we might get married. She was just laughing. Like, this is
I feel
awesome.
like this is a small like therapy class.
Right.
I love that. I mean, you're a very good therapist, man. I think, yeah.